Jesus. Here we go with the BTS.
It's a new year, buddy. Get on board. Join the BTS army.
Hey, how's it going? You got Lanai, and that's Brooke Lee. Don't get us confused. Welcome to It's a Hawaii Thing. We got a special guest today.
You seem super excited.
Yeah, I don't think he remembers. I interviewed him maybe 20 years ago. How long have you known him?
Well, I'm not going to say dates. We don't say dates.
You don't have to say
Dante,
date. You can say like I've known him, since I was in high school.
Well, you're older than me, so you've known him longer because you're older.
This guy's resume is so big. I'm not going to get to all of it, but you might have known him from The Hook. One of the biggest movies of all time. I didn't know this. He was also on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
He's been on everything, dude.
Yeah, the debut was when I first kind of liked the guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey.
He's done so many things.
Gold
Ladies
star.
and gentlemen, it's Dante Basco. How are you, brother?
Hey, what's up? How you? It's good to see you guys.
Nice to see
I'm
you.
doing great.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Lanai, when did you first interview me? How, like 20 years ago?
It was so I was in radio since I was like 17. And I did a show with Augie Toba, who's a comedian from Hawaii.
Shout out to my boy Augie T.
You just did a movie with him about 3 years ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
Maybe 4 years ago?
A little longer than that, yeah. Augie T, Hang Loose with Augie T.
Hang Loose. It was called Hang Loose.
Dang.
And you shot it in Maui.
No, we shot in Oahu.
Oh, shot in Oahu? Okay.
Is Augie a politician now?
He's a politician.
City councilman, sir.
You better reach out to him because you're.
He should give you a key to the city.
I gotta reach out, Augie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some calls.
So we did a radio show together for 25 years, and you've been on our show.
Yes. Okay, I do remember that. I do remember.
Right.
That's coming to me, back to me for sure.
You were the other guy. He was focused on Augie, and then you were the other guy on the show.
Yeah. Well, he just did something with Augie recently, so that's why. And you know what? It just was in the theaters here, or maybe it was the film festival. You want to tell everybody about what that was?
Yeah, my directorial debut, The Fabulous Filipino Brothers.
Yeah.
It stars me and all my whole family, all my brothers. Really special film. Premiered at South by Southwest. Was at HIF recently, and now touring the country in Hawaii at the Hawaiian Theater. So amazing.
Yeah. So you're not just an actor, producer, director. You're doing everything, writer. And what is this movie about?
Well, it's about it's really kind of, I could have put in the beginning of the story like inspired by true stories. It's 4 brothers, 4 vignettes surrounding a Filipino wedding, and it stars all my brothers. And all the stories were inspired by real stories from my life, but it's really important as we've been touring around the country, the impact it's had on especially the Filipino community, the Asian audience, to see us on screen and see us like this in a way that really has never been seen before in Hollywood, these kind of characters. So it's been a really special thing to share this film with the audiences out there. Like literally, it's fascinating because like these brothers it's me and my real brothers, and depicting how we are. It's just a very true just depiction of us as being Filipino-Americans out here from the Bay Area.
Right. Tell everybody where you guys grew up in the Bay Area.
Yeah, we came from a town called Pittsburgh, California. We left there some 35 years ago to follow our dreams in Hollywood. And all these years later, I got to come home and bring a movie home and shoot it in our hometown of Pittsburgh, California. And that was really beautiful too.
That's so awesome.
I mean, it's always great because he's been in the business a long time. Everybody knows his resume. But like when you were coming up, they're Asian Pacific Islanders, API, all of that stuff, and wasn't really a thing. And so when people were trying to tell you how to be a character of yourself, because they're writing it, white people are writing it, right? So they're telling you how to taste pancit and how to be a Filipino. You're like, yeah, but Filipinos don't really do that. And they're like, yeah, but we're testing it in Burbank, and they really like the doves. And you're just like, I don't know. So when you get to make it your way, it resounds with people because it's authentic and it's for real. So that way you can't get it right unless you know. So
of course, authenticity. That's a great thing about Hawaii is you've had your own scene for many years, music wise and film wise, where authenticity within the island really always mattered. Now we're getting to that place in Hollywood, which is really great. It's a new era of filmmaking, especially for Asian American Pacific Islanders in Hollywood. We're at the highest profile we've been in Hollywood in the history of Hollywood now. As Asian Pacific Islanders.
Yeah.
And so we're in a new era. Crazy Rich Asians happened.
Right.
Parasite wins the Oscar. Squid Games becomes the biggest show in the world. And so now, like this film, The Fabulous Filipino Brothers, is just us as Filipinos being a part of this movement, as many other it's time for our Asian communities, like Brooke was saying, it's our authentic voices, us telling our stories from our point of view. And that's where we're at now, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing a really good job representing the Filipinos. I'm sure at the beginning it was like casting for a Mexican guy.
Of course, I played a lot of Latino roles. Shout out to my Latinos, a lot of Latino roles.
I'm sure everybody thought you were, but it's been amazing to watch your career and watch all of that. And I didn't even see Spider-Man yet, but I heard there's a fork and spoon on the wall. Yeah,
man.
A Filipino
Spider-Man
fork
got
and
a big
spoon.
Filipino, Alola,
yeah.
Straight up Lola. Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that it helps all of us in the long run, right? You guys are on the road right now. I just want to make note because you have you're in a hotel room right now, aren't you? Or in a hotel lobby?
We're in a lobby. We're in a hotel lobby. Yeah,
because you're hustling. Yeah, you've been
hustling.
Grinding.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. I mean, it's a different time era where growing up is about movie sale tickets, about opening weekend tickets. But in this time of COVID, where we moved to online, it's all about downloads. So people can download the film right now on Apple TV and Google and Amazon. And
hold on, Dante. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. I want to finish talking about this grind in a minute. We got to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Dante Basco is hanging out with us. It's a Hawaii thing. Bringing you what matters. Viewers can receive the Star Advertiser digital full access subscription for just $9.95 per month. Go to staradvertiser.com and click on subscribe. Use the code AHITHING. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. Dante Basco is hanging out with us.
You look the same, by the way.
You do.
It's a Filipino thing. I get it.
We're around the same age, Dante.
No,
and
you're not.
No, we are.
No, you're not.
And I'm mad that you still have hair. Yeah, and you got a nice set of hair too, man.
I know, man. We're timeless. Me and you, we're timeless.
One of you is more timeless than the other. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. That's I can't. You're not the same age.
So before the break, we're talking. No, I'm a little bit older than him, but we're around the same generation.
Okay.
Yeah, I have his birthday right here, Brookie.
Okay.
And we grew up together. I watched it growing up.
We would have been in high school together.
Right.
We went to high school together.
I was a senior. You were a freshman.
Okay.
We're talking about this grind you're doing. People don't realize what the grind is that you're doing to promote this movie. What have you guys been doing?
Yeah, we're on a promotional tour. We hit up the West Coast. LA, San Diego, San Francisco, all the way up to Vancouver, Portland, Seattle. Now we're doing the East Coast. We're like New York, Virginia Beach, DC, Philly, and we're promoting the film. Like I said, the grind is, it's all about money in Hollywood, right? It's all about downloads. Right now, it used to be about ticket sales. Now it's about downloads. And so we're just urging people to watch the film, love the film, share the film if they love it, and really have an impact. We're going for 100,000 downloads. No film of like an age film this level has got that many downloads. Indie films. And doing this tour, it's been really special because not a lot of people, as you guys know, through COVID have been going to the theaters. Right. So bringing people back out to the theaters to experience the movie together, and then having these really in-depth Q&A with me and my family about where we are, where the community's at, celebrating the community. And of course, taking pictures and signing autographs is always fun. And then hopefully every one of those people post pictures and share the film. And we're just doing this old school guerrilla tactics.
But like, where's the Filipinos? Like, where were you shocked the most? Like, were you in Paramus and you're like, oh, like the Lola Brigade is here on the bridge and tunnel. What? Like, where?
I mean, New York repped hard. San Francisco, of course, represented really hard.
Yeah.
LA was great.
Vancouver, Filipinos. There's Pinoys in Vancouver.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Even in New Jersey and Virginia, there's a lot too.
A lot of Filipinos.
When we did the race, they all showed up. We're like roaches, we're like hidden in the cracks and crevices.
What's crazy in Vancouver, all the actors came out because there's a lot of actors shooting shows out there. There's a new Avatar show being shot out there. There's a Warrior show being shot out there. So especially all the Asian American actors in Vancouver came to watch the movie, which is a lot of love for them to come out and support. One of their own out in Vancouver.
Yeah. How long did you work on this project, and who wrote? Who was the writers?
Well, I wrote the film. I co-wrote the film. My brother Darian, first draft, and then my brother Dion and my sister Ariana came in and did rewrites. So we wrote the film together. I directed the whole film. I've been developing it for years, but from like start to finish, we sold the film to the Philippines. It got financed by a studio called Signal Entertainment. And about 2 years later, after premiering at South by Southwest Film Festival, we ended up getting picked up and sold the film to 1091 Pictures here in America. So
that's awesome.
It's a whole It's like a 2-year thing. It's like probably like
that's
3 years.
blessed, bro. That is blessed because a lot of them are going for 10 years. They're out there trying to get paper tigers made, try to make things, happen. So, I mean, part of the Filipino
good
like
job
money.
to you guys. Now, for people who don't know, you have 4 brothers, and you mentioned your sister. Is everyone in the business? And what do they do?
Everybody's in the business. All actors. We all left we actually left the Bay Area as breakdancers in '85.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's taking it back, Dante. I remember several collaboration events where the boys were there, y'all were there, just throwing it down.
Yeah. And we had a band also for many years. We're all actors and filmmakers. Everyone has had their own great careers in their own right, and so it's really fun to come together and really do a film together as adults. And then it's even more fun touring this film together. So you're like
a boy band.
40s, and we're like, it's like a boy band, but it's like we're like having the time of our life to be together on the road, and talking about art and sharing our films, and it's been really, really wonderful.
Before you guys went on the road, were all you brothers, do you guys live together? Did you guys work together? I mean, you must be tighter now.
Please, in Hollywood, y'all were going up for the same roles a lot of time. When some of the boys were all in.
Well, growing up, we're classic Filipino. We lived in one house. I mean, we literally, at one time with all the cousins and everything, we had like 18 people, one house, one bathroom. Like one bathroom. And we lived in the same room, me and my brothers, my cousins, and then we grew up that way. But even today, we all live within a 5-mile radius of each other. And so we see a lot of family dinners, still a lot of family dinners and lunches. So. All
right. We got to take a quick break. But when we come back, I want to ask you, you can think about this. What is the one role everyone calls you when they see you on the street? It's a Hawaii thing. We'll be right back with Dante Basco.
Long's Drugs is always here for Hawaii, providing your family with their local favorites. Accessible health and wellness services to keep you safe and healthy. Make Long's a part of your day.
Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. Dante Basco hanging out with us. Dante, what's that one film or one character that you play that people call you on the street?
Well, actually, Lanai, it's very generational, right? So there's a certain generation that grew up, and Rufio is like, I've had my own chant since I was 15. Like,
yeah, you do.
Rufio. Anytime I go in the mall, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the new generation, they all know me as Prince Zuko.
Oh, yes.
Avatar.
That's right.
Airbender.
You don't understand, the new generation. Prince Zuko has become this iconic figure.
That's amazing.
People some people bow to me in the middle of some place.
Seriously, bro?
And Prince Zuko is serious. Tattoos, everything. And people, I've been very fortunate. Like y'all in the industry, to come to the industry, especially as a person of color.
Yeah.
And you want to do something that people will remember you for.
Right.
And to have an iconic characters, a lot of people go through the whole careers and don't get an iconic character.
Yeah.
I've been able to get 2 so far, and I feel very blessed about that for sure.
Good for you. Good. What type of, are you guys Visayan, Tagalog, Ilocano?
Here we go.
Brooke, we talking this Filipino talk, right?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Step aside for a minute.
Why you guys got to categorize? You're all Filipinos. Why you guys got a degree?
My dad's side's from Pangasinan.
Okay.
So it's Pangalatok or Ilocano, and then my mom's side's from Zambales.
Okay.
So and so it's all science.
Are you guys cooking Filipino food on the road?
No, they're rich.
No, we're eating. In the film, you'll see an array of Filipino food like you've never seen before.
You guys are going deep. You're going deep.
No, see, Brooke doesn't understand.
I'm not Filipino.
I know, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. So I say she doesn't understand. When you're on the road and you're not near Filipino food, you end up cooking in the hotel room. You're like, where's the rice? And you go make adobo or something and ask for a hot pot. No, I'm serious, right? You start jonesing for it, right?
Sometimes.
Okay.
So, but this particular film, you're going to see Filipino food like you've never seen it before. I promise you. I don't know what people think that I'm doing with my first, they say Dante Basco is the directorial debut, Asian-American Filipino film. And I'm repping for Filipinos for sure. But it's a little bit more than a lot of people expected to see in this film. So I'm excited for everyone to go out and experience this film and be surprised by the fabulousness of what's going on in this film.
Can you cook Filipino food?
I'm not the greatest cook. I messed up my sinigang. My shrimps have gotten real small.
That's a
my
loaded
mom's
statement.
lumpia was like my favorite lumpia growing up.
Yeah.
But, I'm still at it. My adobo's all right.
Yeah. Well, when you come to Hawaii, I got to get you on the cooking show.
Oh, look
I'm
at
down.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
You got to come on the
Parlaying.
cooking show.
Parlaying.
Of course.
Okay.
Everything's connected here, right? You want him to
Modern
judge
Wahine
a-
Hawaii
judge a-
in a
yeah,
wig?
right.
Okay.
So what's next for you? I mean, of course you got this film, but what's next? What is it that one thing you want to do?
Well, the schedule's busy. As soon as the tour ends, I'm literally back shooting a TV show 2 days later, and then I'm finishing a film up in LA called The Trade, and then I'm doing a film in New York in April called Asian Persuasion. So it's packed up, and then there's some directing gigs that are coming at me.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
see.
Like, you're going to direct now. I can see it
Good
in your
for you.
face. I can see it in your face. You're like, oh, this is where I'm going because I like the coloring box and I like choosing all the colors. I don't want people to tell me
It's
how to
fun.
color.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell people how to color in the coloring box now.
So do you like
There's a lot more responsibility on that side also.
what do you enjoy the most out of in front of the camera, behind the camera?
It's been all fun, man. To tell you the truth, like I was saying, I've been in the game for 35 years. I came here as a breakdancer.
Yeah.
And this career has given me, I feel so fortunate to go from breakdancer to actor, from actor to voice actor to poet to writer to producer to author. My book of memoirs came out right before COVID to now being able to direct. I mean, it actually all comes from the same. I mean, a lot of times I feel like I'm still that b-boy kid, that little hip hop kid. I'm still trying to just express myself. It's just coming out through music and rap or poetry or now filmmaking. So I love all of it. I'm really living the dream. I did not know I would end up here when I started 35 years ago on the, in the streets of San Francisco, head spinning in front of a boombox.
That's so classic.
I didn't know.
I hope you guys are dancing in the movie. I got to see some kind
There's
of
some
dancing.
dancing.
Is there some dancing?
in the movie.
It's gonna be crazy.
There's everything. This is the kind of movie I tell you guys. Everything I've ever done in my life, and I tell me and my brothers, everything we've ever done in our lives, in front of the camera, behind the camera, has led up to us doing this movie.
Right.
And it's all in this movie.
Slumdog Millionaire right there. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Dante is hanging out with us. It's a Hawaii thing. We'll be right back.
For all your money needs, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for you. Visit hificu.com.
Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. Dante Basco hanging out with us, talking about directing, filmmaking, b-boying. You're doing it all right now.
And there's the next gen too, because people have had kids, y'all Filipinos.
Yes.
So
And
that has happened.
And you just finished the book. Tell everybody what the book's about and where can they get it?
Yeah, the book's called From Rufio to Zuko, and you can actually get on Amazon, of course, right now. Or I did a whole Barnes and Noble tour before COVID hit, but it's about my story and my family's story of leaving San Francisco Bay Area and come to LA, and just from Rufio to Zuko, like how it's going in the first part of my career. But you're right, Brooke. There's different generations coming up. My older brother Derek, his daughter Ella J. Bosco, and that generation's acting. She played Cassandra Cain in Birds of Prey with Margot Robbie. So
nice.
She's the next generation coming up. It's happening. The Bosco, little Bosco mafia.
The legacy continues.
Do you have kids of your own?
Not yet. No kids yet.
All right.
He's like knocking on
you're
some.
busy, so I can see how that. Now, did you go back to the Philippines recently to show the film? How did they take it?
Well, we haven't gone back to show the film due to COVID and whatnot. But we shot the film in the Philippines. So we shot the film all in Pittsburgh. There's 4 different vignettes. One of the vignettes we shot in the Philippines, and it was very important for me to go home and shoot, because setting up this film, we went 14 times, and going back and connecting to the homeland was like a very cathartic experience for me. And it's one of those like underground themes that I got in the movie it's not really what the vignette's about, but it's a little underground theme, especially for Phil Lambs and for all Americans. Like, we're a nation of immigrants. Like, go home, go back to where you're from, and you're gonna find answers to questions you haven't even asked yourself yet.
Ooh,
it's very
that's
it's
deep.
Beautiful.
That's amazing.
See,
yeah, I've been taking a lot of people home that are Filipino and never been home or never been there.
Right,
including myself. I went back 12 years ago for the first. I never been. It was 12 years ago that I went, and I was blown away. Now I go back 3-4 times
You're
a year.
there all the time.
Yeah.
And you should. It's like, what were we doing? Why haven't we?
Right.
Why did it take us so long? I felt the same way. Like, why did it take us so long? I mean, I've been going back probably for like 10, 15 years now, but I've been really getting involved in the art scene out there, the film scene out there. And part of this film it's a part of this whole idea that I came up with this concept called like borderless Asian filmmaking, where there's no more borders. Like we have internet, there's no more borders.
Borderless Asian filmmaking, my man. You need to copyright that.
No, because Solen Youssef, one of the biggest stars in the Philippines, stars in this film in my segment, and it's about building bridges. Like, we should be able to go home to the Philippines, get our flowers from our homeland, and then we also need to build the bridge and get their biggest and brightest stars in front of and behind the cameras. Opportunities to come to Hollywood.
Look at him speaking truth.
Yes. Now, you know what? Well, we started a movement. You can talk to Rome after this. Pride for Philippines. We got to get you involved with that.
Pride for Philippines.
With Leonardo DiCaprio and Bruno Mars's camp. But I think what you said is what we need to start promoting, because we have so many natural resources.
Borderless
we have
Asian filmmaking.
So many things to offer. I mean, 7,000 islands. I mean, we can go on and on. But real quick, because we're running out of time, tell everybody where they can download the movie and what the name of the movie is one more time.
The Fabulous Filipino Brothers. You can go to fabfilipinobros.com for all the links, but you can just go straight to your Apple TV, your Google Play, or your Spotify, or your Amazon Prime Video, and just speak into your Siri, or what is it? Say Fabulous Filipino Brothers, and it's going to show up.
And download, because the downloads is going to tell Hollywood something.
And what's your Instagram, Dante? And the brother, give your brothers if you remember theirs too.
Yeah,
I have to give him stuff.
At Dante Basco, at Derek Bosco, at Darian Bosco, at Dionisio Bosco, and at Ariana Bosco.
All right.
So just, our name's old school.
We're giving you stuff.
Dante, follow me back, all right? I'm going to follow you.
Pigeonmoji.com is one of our swag sponsors. So we're giving you pigeonmoji.com some swag, some of their Pigeonmoji, what are these called? Fortune cookies, Hawaiian Island chips, Maui onion flavor. I know you like the flavors. 88 tees. We got you some shirts.
Some nice t-shirts
with Yaya on it. So you're going to be all tricked out. You're going to be all tricked out. Your brothers will be so mad we didn't get them anything. I'm so sorry, boys.
We share.
They're going to steal your stuff. Yeah. 100%. That's the Filipino way. Just share.
Dante, congratulations on everything that you're doing. I know we don't really know each other, but I'm always so proud of you. And I always tell everybody you're Filipino, not Spanish. Well, you are Spanish, not Mexican.
But it's still he's Visayan. We've made that clear. Manihuni Max 2 coming your way. Manihuni Max 2. So thank you to all.
Congratulations on the new book too. And we'll go out and
download the movies, guys.
Pride for the Filipinos, Dante. Congratulations and everything. Give our love to your brothers.
We're going to YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
We're going to swear in Tagalog
for the full interview right here. It's a Hawaii thing. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing, the extended version. Please hit subscribe. We got Dante Basco hanging out with us. We got a new movie out.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. I just said that. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Google. Anywhere you can find us, you will find us. I just want to make sure you can say you. Also, would like to welcome all our new viewers who followed us on our new station. KK, that's how new it is.
Nope, it's KIKU.
KIKU and also KKAI.
Shouldn't have said that, but okay.
This is the #1 podcast out of Hawaii.
Is it?
It is. We just found out because of the numbers. Well, there's a digital box. Thank you. There's a digital box on everyone's TV now.
Yeah.
And it's the most watched.
So I should be asking for more money. Is that what we're talking about?
It didn't say we make more money. What? It was just the #1 show. Dante, how are you, brother?
Okay. Yeah. I'm doing well.
It's a beauty pageant.
Hanging out with you guys.
I really appreciate, because I know you're in the middle of driving from one state to the next, so we really appreciate you, doing this with us, because I know you're busy. You. Yeah.
You're the favorite son of Hawaii.
You are. Well, you're one of the most likable Filipinos in the world. Put that on your card.
Can I put that on my card?
Yeah.
One of the most likable
Filipinos in the world.
Filipino-American sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to ask you, obviously you went back to go shoot the movie in the Philippines, but before that, were you going home to the motherland at all?
Yeah, the first time I went to the Philippines ever was casting the debut. And then I started going back. I did some films over there. Some and then I started meeting some of the actors out there, and it was, I kid you not, first time I went there, like as an adult, I was like, what's going on? It was like Filipino Gossip Girl. Like all the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did he say Filipino Gossip Girl?
Yeah.
Yo, when you walk around the Philippines with artistas, like, because I'm an actor, so I'm like the Phil Am, and then you're hanging out with all these other actors and filmmakers, and then there's like the papers are writing about you and writing about them and who's who's dating who and what's happening and what restaurant
It's
you're
one
at.
big drama. It's one big
It's
drama.
like Hollywood in the 50s, basically.
It is, but
Yeah.
they love it. They love the soap opera effect of couples and
Who knew?
actors.
It's Filipino gossip, girl.
Yeah.
I guess
For
so.
sure.
It totally is.
Now I get it, because those Miss Universes from the Philippines, it's no joke, man. Like
I
they're
wasn't
like
even.
crazy.
I'm not even in your category, but I go there a lot to do like stuff with CNN and food, and they'll write stuff up like he was seen over here with there over there with it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's
funny,
because you're
right?
also everywhere with everybody.
Well,
So-
yeah, but can you imagine on his level when you walk in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
they start
yeah.
making rumors up. It's,
Right.
it's pretty cool though. Now, what was the biggest takeaway for you? Growing up in San Francisco, and then you're going back to the Philippines the first time. What was the biggest take?
I didn't know any of this stuff. It's like you kind of go there and you hear all the stories from your grandparents and my parents that they've never been there either. My grandparents, my parents and my uncles were there as kids, and so I think the biggest, it was like, it was just kind of blew my mind. That it was kind of this modern world, this gossip girl world going on, and then B, the beauty when you got to the beaches, you got to the province, and this whole different thing. I just had so many questions. To tell you the truth, when I was there, so I used to be like, what, who? I literally, my first time in the Philippines, was like, hey, you guys, where are we at? And what?
Yeah.
What area is
Like-
this?
Yeah.
Is this the Santa Monica of the Philippines? Like, what is the context?
I know.
Yeah.
I totally know what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
And then it was like, who are we? Like, because there's so many different faces of what a
Yes.
Filipino, whatever you think a Filipino is here in America, you go into the Philippines, you go to Manila, and it's way beyond anything you thought it was. And then you go, oh, I'm this too. Like, yeah, you're this too.
Yeah.
And like, and then I just kind of went down a rabbit hole of like, well, who are we? Where are we from? Where are you from? Like,
Yeah.
what is this music? What is this food? What even were we before we were Filipinos? Because like obviously, like we're named after some King Philip, and then you're like,
Yeah.
but what before the Spaniards came? What were we doing? And so there's like my mind just kind of kept going on these circles and just seeing this beautiful land that's been kind of conquered over the years by different regimes, whether it be
I
Asian
got
or
chicken
Spanish
skin.
or
Look,
American.
Yeah.
because I felt the same. I felt the same way and still do today. And I've been there
Today.
25 times. But when I always tell people, it's like you go to this urban city and there's these banks with guys with machine guns. And then one
Right.
block over, there's all these bars with all these live bands and amazing singers. And then one block over, there's these beautiful beaches. It's like you have everything in the world that you need in 7,000 islands.
It's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
so-
for me, I don't understand because I'm Hawaiian and I'm born
Yeah.
and raised in Hawaii, and we call that going back to the Pico, which is your source.
Right.
But I've been in my source my whole life. So you guys went back to your source,
Yeah.
your center of your Pico, your belly button. So that the Philippines is your belly button.
Yeah. For sure.
So when you go back to the source, then you draw from the source, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, okay.
and nobody
Bro,
knows.
Lanai's like, I've been there my whole life. I see what y'all are.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I mean, Hawaiian
I've
people
been
are
there my
like,
whole life.
we've been here in
Yeah.
Hawaii before the white people came and took us
Yeah.
over. This is our Pico.
No,
Y'all have.
Look, I love Hawaii. I mean, I'm like an honor kamaya.
Yes, you are.
When I tour around the country, I tell Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders around the country, like, have you been to Hawaii? Like, oh no, Hawaii. I'm like, not vacation. I said, not
Yeah.
vacation. You need
Yeah.
to spend time in Hawaii. You have to understand that Hawaii is really the only place in America that Asian Americans run Hawaii.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
We're the
Yeah.
majority. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the majority.
I said,
Yeah.
Not only that, it's no coincidence that the first non-white president of the United States comes from Hawaii. It's not
Yeah.
a coincidence.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
to
just
Hawaii.
saying,
And they're
yeah.
like, what? I'm like, believe me, go there, spend time there, be immersed in it, because we're minorities all over the
Yeah.
country, but not there.
Not
It's a
there.
different feeling.
Yeah. And you got these cities like Waipahu and Kalihi where the first sugarcane
Filipinos,
plantation and Filipinos went.
Yeah.
You know, that it's just so much history and culture. I'm glad you did Hang Loose. I got to go watch it now. I didn't watch
Yeah.
it because
You were mad you weren't.
I was mad that I didn't get called
Told
for
you.
an audition.
Told you, told you,
No,
told
because Augie, me and Augie auditioned for a lot of same things, and he won't
Yeah.
tell me sometimes because he wants the part.
Come on, Augie. Come on, Augie.
Wow, you just called out a city councilman. Okay.
Yeah, that's like
Okay.
that's my boy.
Yeah.
But
No, but there's more. My dream, and I work with James Serino out there in Hawaii.
oh, James is awesome. James is
And
awesome.
I love it, James. There's a few films I've done out there with him, and part of my dream still is to create a kind of like an Asian American Pacific Islander Hollywood in Hawaii. Because one of my concept is any stories we do in Hawaii, any stories, the end of the day, the two people who end up kissing are going to be Asian Pacific Islanders.
Yeah,
that's where we live. We don't have to explain nothing.
Yeah,
any story we want to tell in Hawaii. And it would be, there should be like Woody Allen would do stories about Jews on the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
Because that's where they are.
Yeah.
So we need to make Hawaii our own.
Well, Dante,
make movies here.
Dante, I want to get your wheels spinning. Did you know that the Filipinos in San Francisco came from Hawaii?
I didn't
in the late 1800s when we started.
His people came from Hawaii?
No, what do you mean his? Our people.
But he was born and raised in. All right.
Listen to me.
Fine.
In the late 1800s, when we started exporting sugarcane to San Francisco, if you go to Vallejo or Napa over the two bridges on the right-hand side, what's on the right-hand side? C&H sugar. That stands for California and Hawaii. The Filipinos helped export the sugar to C&H sugar, and they went to Vallejo to cut asparagus. Then they went to the Mission District because the city was there, and a lot of them started the Mission District. So it was Latinos and Filipinos in the Mission District. That's why you have so many Filipinos in the Mission. And then they all moved to Daly City because the land was cheap. But if you go back 3-4 generations, a lot of those Filipinos came from Hawaii.
So you're saying Dante's people came from...
sugar means California and Hawaii?
Yes. You know how many stories I have about sugar and C&H sugar? My grandparents, on my dad's side, born and raised in the Mission District. So I have 11 aunties and uncles that live in the Mission.
Wait, you're Howley?
8-quarter Italian.
What?
My grandfather was from Cebu, was a professional boxer, fought in New York, met my grandmother, had 11 kids in San Francisco. That's my tie to San Francisco.
But
on my mom's side is the Hawaiian Chinese. So that's where they met on a plantation.
Mixed plate, Lanai.
Totally. But there's so many stories for you to write. And I got to tell you, I know Rome is sleeping next to you. Tell Rome, because me and Rome always talk about you and I getting together and trying to produce some of this stuff. Netflix is coming and building a studio here.
Are they?
I know.
Yeah. So we need to get ahead of the ball.
We definitely need to get ahead of the ball. We're talking on a few things right now.
Chris Lee's coming to his events, so it'll be.
Yeah. Chris Lee would be a big component.
Yeah.
He built a nice studio out in the west side.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But anyway, we got a lot more stuff to talk about. I know you're busy.
No, I would love to. We're in the
you guys can go to Side Street. You go to Side Street Inn. You guys have some pork chops. You sit, you discuss.
Pork chops, kimchi fried rice.
There you go. Some poke.
I'm shocked you haven't asked him all of your Hawaii.
Well, we're going to talk about. I was getting excited. I'm getting excited because he's getting excited about these stories.
No, you're getting excited because you think he's going to put you in the movie.
No, he's not going to put. I'm going to help him with the movie. What are you talking about?
Every person we've had on this show, you've asked them to put you in their movies.
Yeah, I have. But we're going to produce this one together.
I think it's a new era for what we're going to do. I think we're going to put down some characters and some films that people have not seen yet in Hollywood, and it's a good time. It's our time. It's our time to tell these stories.
It is our time, for sure.
I really have a good idea on a bakla film with drag queens from the Philippines, because we have so many drag queens here in Hawaii. And I want to do a comedy with baklas and mahus. Mahus is bakla in Hawaiian.
Not even gonna touch it.
And I own a mahu club with drag queens.
Yes, he does. That's a fact.
So I want to talk to you about that, but we'll do that later. What do you like to do when you're not working? What's your
Dante always working.
Like,
Come on,
Dante. How do you decompress? You drink some liquor, you go running. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I ride I have motorcycles, so I ride motorcycles.
Dante, that's dangerous. You got to stop that.
What are you, a wife?
I know.
Leave that guy alone.
That's dangerous.
Motorcycles are hot.
We need him around for
Motorcycles
a long time.
are hot. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No rice cooker bikes. All right.
No, and then no speed bikes. Just like cruiser bike. I'm just trying to get my James Dean on. You know.
All right.
You see.
You're good.
And then I like to travel. A lot of travel.
Yeah.
Kind of go. Me and my girl, and we'll go travel Europe or Asia or try to get inspired. And then of course all that traveling will lead to another story.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just wrote a movie that takes place in Finland. So we're just kind of stay creative, but decompress a beach like Hawaii. Hawaii's one of my favorite places in the world for sure.
Is Hawaii going to be your last stop, or are you guys going somewhere else after?
Hawaii is the last stop for now for the American tour, but now people are reaching out to us from Europe because I guess there's pockets of Filipinos in like Italy,
in Italy, bro.
Madrid.
It's no joke in Italy.
Switzerland, so they want us to come out, but it depends on schedule.
Dante, I just got back from Spain last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he went on a whole eat, love, pray situation.
Every kitchen that I went in,
Filipinos.
100%.
I
would just pop my head and say "Kumusta," and everybody would be like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, wait. I only know the bad words. I just know the bad words. Yeah, but so
Did you get
many.
that hamon? You get that hamon?
Oh yes, I got
hamon?
Yeah, I was talking to one of the chefs. I said, hey, you ever try put that hamon in like an adobo sauce? And he goes, ooh, good idea. I said, just make a little glaze and let's see what it tastes like. So maybe when I go back, I'll check them out.
What's crazy is me and my brothers went to Barcelona, and we were like, oh, because we're as Filipinos, we're the Asian Latinos, and we're like, it's all making sense because we're from Los Angeles, and then from Los Angeles go to Manila, and if Manila go to like Barcelona, you're like, oh, okay, this is
the progression.
I went to the progression of how it happened, and now we're back, and we were like, hey, we want some answers, you guys. We're here for some answers.
We need to know.
I need to know now.
We need to know what's going on.
Well, my grandfather, both my grandfathers used to wear a lot of pomade, and they had a lot of hair, and they always looked slick. I don't know if you know, but Filipinos invented the zoot suit. And
I did not know that.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and then the lowriders took it because of the Mission District. So it started in the Mission District, and the Spanish took it. Yeah, don't shake your head at me. That Mexicans. The Mexicans
there you
took
go,
it.
Ruben Carrillo.
Yeah, but
That's
anyway,
right,
I used to tell my grandfather, "How come you always look so slick? You're just going to the chicken fight, or you're just going to the store. How
Everything
come you
is
always
an event,
look so
bro.
slick?" And he
Come
goes,
on.
"Because it's from the Spanish. They are smooth, so I have to be smooth." That's what he used to tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Latin
I never.
lovers.
Yeah, the Latin
Also,
lovers.
speaking of, there's also a cockfight in the movie. Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all.
Oh, no way!
You hit every
You're
single
not ready.
note.
No way!
You're not ready for
Oh,
it.
I can't wait. One of the things when we were talking earlier about how do you explain Manila, that was one of the things I forgot to say, but I usually say it's an urban city with a guy with a machine gun in front of the bank, and then you go to an arena and there's a cockfight for 4 days.
Yeah.
And it's televised.
Televised.
It's on ESPN.
Yes, it's on ESPN. Oh my God. That's part of my drag queen movie. During
Thank you. Started the zoot suit in Harlem.
No, you don't read everything on. See, so that was 1930, but the zoot suit was invented in the late 1800s by the
He's
Filipinos.
Cliff Clavin, by the way, Dante.
Yeah.
Like he's
So,
Cliff Clavin.
so there's a lot of things
wrong.
wrong on Wikipedia and all those stuff. I tell you. So like San Francisco claims that they started the first Chinatown outside of China, right?
Yeah,
which was
the big one.
was 1848. Chinatown was built in Hawaii in 1880. How do you think the Chinese got there? Via the sugar
Yeah, but we
cane,
don't
because they
count.
were bringing the.
They don't count that.
We didn't write it down.
We're
we
not
didn't write it down.
continental. They don't count us.
Smithsonian said
Screw the Smithsonian.
Screw the
Yeah.
Smithsonian.
You-
Okay.
Look at all the Hawaiian stories that are coming out now that are wrong, right?
Colonization, my friend.
There's hey Dante in Marin County, next to Napa. So Francisco Marin was named after him, who came to Hawaii to bring coffee and all that stuff. There's a museum there, and for years there's paintings on the wall of they thought were Indians in canoes. They just found out recently those are Hawaiians in the canoes because the
In
Hawaiians,
Marin?
in Marin County in San
I'm
Francisco.
saying, is the painting of Hawaiians in canoes in Marin?
Yes, in the museum.
No, but is it a portrayal of Hawaiians in canoes like in the ocean in Marin County or from Hawaii?
It's next to the ocean. Marin County's
No,
next to
I
the
understand that, but are they doing a pictorial of Hawaii or is it a pictorial of Hawaiians that now live in Marin County?
ocean. I don't know, but I just found out they thought they were Indians, but they're not Indians. They're
Polynesian.
Yeah, Polynesian.
Got it.
Yeah, from
Polynesian.
Hawaii. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things being unfolded because the Hawaiians never wrote anything down, and
We were an oral tradition.
So
Yeah.
check this out. Check this out, Lanai. So back when Mayor Villaraigosa was the mayor of Los Angeles, I was doing
Yes.
a lot for Asian American Month and writing stuff for him. And so after a few years, we got to know each other. And he told me one year, he goes, Dante, I know you're Filipino. You need to know this. And I know you're a filmmaker. Now, Los Angeles was founded so many years ago. It's all this stuff. But Los Angeles was founded by 43 people. And 2 of them were Filipino. You need to tell that
No
story.
way.
Oh, wow.
Really?
What?
I didn't even know that.
I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you need to find out. And you need to tell that story.
That's a good one. That's another good one.
That's signed the document of founding Los Angeles. 43 people, I believe. He said 2 of them are Filipino.
What a great story.
That's
There's so many good ones. Dante, I wish we could talk to you longer. Well, there's so many more things I want to talk to you about. I know you gotta go.
I'll be back soon.
Yes.
Definitely hang out over there.
For sure. Yeah, give Rome my love. Thank you guys. Thanks
for
the
being
brothers.
on the show.
Tell all your brothers we said aloha and congratulations on all your success, man.
We're gonna bring your swag to you in person.
All right, we'll see you next time. Travel safe. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe.
Safe.
Hit the button. What is the bell? Hit the subscribe button.
I don't ever know.
And tell all your friends. It's a Hawaii thing. We'll
Download the movie.
Hui ho. Download the movie. Download the movie.